Yo, I'm a little bit dark right now. I'm gonna start it off here in a second. Hold up. But yeah, my third house. And the third house is what we're gonna do the video on, right? Alright. So if you got patience. Chew! Alright. Third house, right? Man, shoot. I should have waited a second to start the video. But it's all goody. You know what I mean? Third house, right? Will be your environment. People, places, and things in your environment, right? Your next door neighbors, um, people you work with, people and things that you deal with every day. Say vibrations that you deal with every day. That's the third house thing. That's your environment, right? So you go through a circumstance that you deal with every day, and that becomes your third house environment, right? Right. So with that being said, right, I'm gonna do a little interpretation of self, right? So my third house is Libra, right? So okay, this is another way to break it down, right? So everything in your environment you will see a lot of. So I see a lot of Libras, right? Because Libra is my third house, right? Leo ascendant, right? My brother's a Libra. I work with in my section. The manager is a Libra. Second head manager is a Libra, and then under that they don't have head people. But there's another Libra. There's 3 out of the 7 people that I work with in the back. There's a lot of air back there. There's also a Gemini, and it's pretty interesting. But yeah, another way to look at it as well, because a lot of I work at a restaurant, right? A lot of the servers are Aquarius. This is my 7th house, my relationships, right? So I see a lot of Aquariuses, right? My mother's an Aquarius. These are things that you can come to realize in your personal life, right? So third house would be in the time of the day would be 10 to 12, right? So right right when the sun is beginning to I mean it's up there at 6, you can see that motherfucker, right? In the Aries time of the year, springtime, first house. 6 in the morning, springtime of the year, I'm in the first house. Yes, a song, I love it. But yeah, right, so 6 to 8, see the sun, you know what I'm saying? 8 to 10, you know what I mean? It's getting, you know what I mean? 10 to 12, and then you got, 12 to 2, and then it's beginning to go below the horizon. You got 4 to 6, and then 6 to 8 is beginning to go below the horizon. You see what I'm saying? You got the dark cycle, right? You know what I mean? Above the horizon, below the horizon. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, more about the third house, right? Let's do the sun in the third house, right? You're gonna act the way that your environment always acts. You know what I'm saying? Some people will also say, since it's the Gemini house, it's a house of thinking and processing. But if you think of it, if you're thinking a lot, you know what I mean, you won't be feeling too much. I was trying to get on the feeling vibration, right? Like I was saying, you go through these certain logics. It ends up in a overall vibration, and that shit ends up being your environment. And everything that's alive adapts to their environment, right? So for me, I got to create balance in my environment all the time, right? For me, I have the belief that hope and complaints don't do anything, right? So why would I complain in my environment or hope for my environment to do something? So I'm saying that's not balance or nothing. The only way I can bring balance is to be sure of self. That's the thing that Libra's got to get a hold on as well. For me, I was kind of, I'm mutable sun and moon, so I'm like, oh, it's okay. We'll just go with the flow. Nah, got to be solid in your belief. Only 3 powers: faith, belief, and imagination. I'm talking about the third house. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, right? But our power in the third house is to know that these are parts of our environment that we must adapt to and begin to overstand, so that way we can, uplift our environment instead of going through these same things over and over and over, and oh, we're getting beat down by our environment. You see what I'm saying? Um, we did the sun. Let's do the moon in the third house, right? So, moon in the third house for me was say I would have to balance. I would have to um, balance my emotions in the environment, right? So, like I'm saying, I'm not a moon Libra, but I'm a moon Gemini, right? So that's my 11th house, associations. And I look at working as association, right? It's funny. When I was young and when I was a little bit younger, I said, like, okay, we got this, and I didn't even think about the 360. We got this whole circle, right? Well, I'm gonna let work be this little sliver, and the rest of it be my life, right? 11th house, association. So that's the way I feel about with my moon, right? I feel everything is an association. You know what I mean? Oh, don't get too attached. You know what I'm saying? But that's also things we humanitarian as well. In a Gemini way. You know what I mean? And be the best person I can be. You know what I'm saying? But we get a little bit to another video. We're doing the 11th house later. You know what I'm saying? But so back to the third house, right? I said the moon in the third house, right? So the way you feel my environment all the time. You see what I'm saying? Sun, moon, Mars. Your intentions of this, like, it's, you know what I'm saying, like your way of you going about things. That's why people could think it's thinking, but it's really like your vibrations are the reason why you think that way. You see what I'm saying? Like, logic comes second. You see what I'm saying? Like, spirit's here first and the logic second. Not to say logic is emotion and feelings and vibrating and emotions and feelings and getting lost in that. That's the reason they become dense. You see what I'm saying? But I'm trying to say that in the Bible they be talking about a spirit hovered over the water. You see what I'm saying? So the spirit began to get caught in something, and then it it began to feel about way about that, and that became dense in the way they feel about that, because it was in a view of, oh, this is the only way, and this is the way it works, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? All possibilities. The spirit is all possibilities. And once spirit gets lost in not having all possibilities, that's where we're getting lost. But yeah, we're getting a little bit off track at the third house, and we're finna do another live stream on that, another topic. You know what I'm saying? So we finna end this one, and shouts out to everybody.